What's going on, YouTube? Let's talk about, is owning a business worth it? Now, before you get into all this,
Entrepreneurship. It's a buzzword that's often painted as the ultimate way to freedom and success. But is it really that simple? We hear success stories of people who went from zero to millions, but what you don't often hear are the struggles and challenges behind the scenes, the late nights, the endless hustle, the sacrifices that
rich, you can be famous, you can do all these things whenever you own your own business or be an entrepreneur. Now, there's a bunch of alluring things about being an entrepreneur, such as having your own flexible hours, potential growth, and being your own boss.
My name is Jensen. I'm a 26-year-old entrepreneur, and welcome to a day in my life. I'm gonna show you my morning routine, Lambo collection, and I can't do this. I can't lie to you guys like the fake gurus. This isn't even my house. Let me show you a realistic day in the life of an entrepreneur. My day begins.
So there's a bunch of appeal of being an entrepreneur. Now, I used to run a 7-8 figure company, and I have a bunch of small little businesses. So owning a business for me, I will say it's worth it. Done, YouTube videos done. But if you really want to know what's the pros and cons and what's the reality of it, stay tuned because I got more information for you. Now let's talk about the appeal of being an entrepreneur. The allure of being your own boss. Being your own boss is one of those people that a lot of people dream about, but people don't understand what it's like being your own boss. Yes, you can make your own hours. Yes, you can do a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, you really aren't your own boss. The customers are the bosses. Yes, you have more control of it. You can pick and choose who you want as a customer, but at the end of the day, you have to answer the government, IRS, and whatever legal or laws that is around you. Now, the other good thing about the appeal of entrepreneurship, you start seeing these people like Airbnb arbitrage.
You can have a property that you don't own. You can sign a lease for it. The landlord can and will give you permission if you present yourself the right way. You can either write that into the lease, your permission, just hardline it into the lease, or you can use something called a lease addendum. And now the lease addendum is probably something we should talk about.
And these other people building a business.
So I'm going to share with you 9 simple steps to start your first $2,500 a month Airbnb using Airbnb arbitrage in just 84 days. Now 84 days sounds very specific, but let me tell you why. This is coming from experience helping hundreds of people kickstarting their Airbnb journey. Some folks even...
And then these people talking about financial independence and higher. Now you see all these appealing videos and everything like that, but let's talk about the reality of owning a business and being a business owner. The reality is you have long hours and you're constantly working. There's work requirement to build a successful business. A lot of these people who have successful business, I can guarantee you they do not work 10, 20 hours. Most people who owns a successful business that's run a 8-figure, 7-figure business, they are always working. They're always on business calls. They're always busy because at the end of the day, you have to always answer your phone. If emergency comes up, if you have contracts, you have to be able to answer after hours. And these are the things people don't understand, that and you are an owner of the company, you always have to answer your phone. Now, the other reality of it is the financial risk and uncertainty associated with starting a business. You know, whenever you start a business compared to 9 to 5, you have all this risk with your own money, borrowing money, and paying bills. You don't have someone else covering all your bills, paying rent, paying mortgage, paying lease, getting equipment, and there's a lot of financial risk. Did you know that some contracts have a clause if you're late and you have to pay money every day you're late? And there's some contract that you get bonuses that if you finish early. So there's a lot of different things. Now, the other reality is the pressure and stress of managing a business and its employee. If you think it's stressful to manage just people, now try to manage everything from the finance, employees, and guess what? Growth of the company. These are all the things you have to do as a business owner. The reality is You can hire people in those positions, but you still have to have the final say and go towards those directions. And it's not very easy growing a company, and it's not very easy managing a company, and the finance gives you a headache when people don't pay you bills. That's the reality of being a business owner. You have all these things weighing against you, a bunch of headache, bunch of stress. Now, being a business owner is not very bad, but at the end of the day, you got some essential skills for success for a proper business owner. Like I said, I used to run a 7, 8 figure business. I help and I do consult business owners on how to grow their business, how to build a business. So I know a little bit about this. Now, this isn't advice, this is just my 2 cents. And if you need more information, you can comment down below and maybe I'll comment on your situation. Now, the essential skills for successful business. You have to have a strong work ethic and unwavering dedication to the business. What I mean about unwavering dedication, you have to continue on the journey because at the end of the day, it's like stocks, it's like real estate, business is a high risk, high reward situation. And you're not going to always go up. You're going to have down years, you can have up years, and it's very stressful, but you will always have that. My family owns golf boats, shrimp boats, and we don't always have good years. My wife's family owns fish farms, shrimp farms, and guess what? They don't always have good years. They have bad years, but at the end of the day, we always made it through it. Always been a business owner. Now, another essential skill you need is strategic planning, problem solving, and adapting to ever-changing market condition. Because at the end of the day, the market's never the same from day to day. The problem solving, you have a different problem, unique problems. You ever hear from a plumber or a maintenance person or a repair person? I never ever seen something like that. Well, I hear that a lot as a business owner. I have never seen anything ever like this in my life. I've been a plumber for 20 years. I never seen this. I've been a mechanic for 30 years. I hear it from every single industry, not just my own. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to be able to problem solve because no one's going to solve your problems for you, and you're going to have to figure them out yourself. Yes, you can have a team, you can have employees, but at the end of the day, they'll only give you possible solution, and you're going to have to think of which one's the best one. Same thing with planning for your futures. There's business planning you have to do to talk to banks and all this information that needs to do. And the last essential skill you need for successful business is effective communication, leadership skills, and ability to build a strong team. You can't just hire your friends. You can't just do all this other stuff. You have to know how to communicate with everyone properly, not with 2 words, not with 5 words. You have to sometimes have long paragraphs. You have to effectively learn how to communicate with other people, other businesses, and especially your employees and your leadership team. And when I mean you need a strong leadership, you have to be able to problem solve as a leadership too, and you have to have all this for yourself. Now, let's go into the weight of the pros and cons about entrepreneurship or owning your business. Now, I'm going to say these real quick. So, if you need to pause the video or rewatch the video, hey. So, the pros. A business is an asset. That's number 1. Basically, this means that at the end of the day, if you sell your business, sell equity, take it public, or borrow against it, your business is an asset just like real estate and stocks. Number 2 pro, the tax advantage you have is amazing in business. There's a lot of tax advantage, and this is where you get the good idea. Number 3, you have total control of your business. No one can tell you anything. Unless you have to report to a customer, supplier, or government, there's very few people you have to answer to. It's your business. You run it however you want. The only person's your boss now is the government and the IRS. And you can say your suppliers and your customers, but you can always cut them off and find more. Now, number 4, Your schedule is yours. No one can tell you what to do. It is your schedule, and you do what you want to do. If you want to work 8 hours, you want to work from home, it's whatever you want to do. Number 5, you have cash flow. Once your business get rolling, you have resources. You need to make it bigger, and it's your decision if you want to grow the business or take the money. So all the people I know have great cash flow in their business. They understand, and this is where people lose a lot of money because they start blowing it on lifestyle inflation. And number 6, the best part about owning a business entrepreneur, the financial potential is unlimited. You can make as much or as little as you want based on how you hustle and how you strive for it. Now, let's go over the cons real quick. Number 1 is all the risk is yours and your partners. So there's a tons of risk, and this is where you have to understand. Number 2, you will likely work long hours and have less vacation time when you start your businesses or even during peak business times. So you'll think you can have a vacation, have all these flexible hours, but during a startup or during busy time of year, you won't get that. You'll be working long hours and you'll have less vacation time. Number 3 con, you have to pay attention to all details. And yes, I mean all detail. Every penny, every dollar, every hour, every minute of everyone and what everyone's doing. It's not called micromanaging, but you have to know where everything's going and where waste is going. Now, I'm not saying you have to go down to how much Scotch tape people use, how much staples people use, but you're going to have to start paying the attention of if someone's not really working, that's supposed to be working, if someone always on PTO, if someone's always sick, or even if someone's always doing overtime, to even how much money people are spending whenever they are out for your company. So you have to pay attention to all this, and it's very detail oriented, and that's a very con. Number 4 is you will likely get paid last. And yes, this is one of the things I hate about owning a business. You are the last one to get paid. Sometimes a business owner is the person that's making the least in the company. And it's not a bad thing, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. You get paid of whatever above what keeps the business afloat. And it could be a lot level bit. Now, number 5, all of the people stuff is your responsibility. That means if you had to hire someone, fire someone, you have to implement policy, communicate, disagreement or more. You have to solve it all. All that people management skills, you usually can hand it off. At the end of the day, it's going to come back to you, and you're going to have to make policy, procedures, and that's a big headache when you run a business, especially if you try to hire friends and family. You get a lot of headaches, and you just have to figure it out. And those are the pros and cons about owning a business. Now, what's my final thoughts and my advice on you starting a business? Now, I tell you, if you want to start a business, you have to be passionate and resilient in whatever you pick. And you have to pick something you're already skilled in, so you don't have to put out a lot of money, and that makes it easier. And also, you have to be careful considering what potential talents you have to sacrifice and involve. One reason why I won't start another 8-figure company, 9-figure company right away is because how much time from family and sacrifice I have to make. Do I still have businesses? Yes, I still have businesses. I still have a consulting business. I still have a real estate business. I still have these businesses while working a 9 to 5. And yes, somehow I manage it all. And while making these YouTube videos. And seeking guidance and support from mentor and experience from other entrepreneurs is actually pretty easy. You can reach out to other people. People will help you out. Now, they might not give you all your contact, and it might be harder to find real good mentors, but you can find them. And I believe everyone should start their own business, or at least their own side hustle, because you never know what's happened. Like, subscribe to my video. That's all I got for you.